Here's the payment you requested. Hello there. Shh. I'm sure you're frightened. Being locked up in chains in this hellhole. Looks like you've been here for a while. Don't worry. I'm going to take you away from this awful place. Feed you some food? Let's get these off of you. There. Take it slow. There's no rush, no rush. You can lean on me if you aren't ready to walk on your own just yet. That's it. Let's move together. This way, dear. It's not far. There's a carriage waiting for us. You're doing very well. Watch your step getting in. Now go ahead and lie back. Relax. Do you need anything? I imagine you haven't eaten properly in a long time. I have some chilled wine in here, some nice fresh fruit. Care for some? Of course, darling. Here you are. Simply be careful not to spill. This road can be a bit bumpy at times. Yes, I hope that helps your soreness, at least for a little bit. You have some healing to do. Now I suppose is a good time for introductions. My name is Gwendolyn. My friends call me Wendy. What's yours, pet? Well, it's lovely to meet you. If you don't mind my asking, however did you end up with the slave traders? Oh, that sounds horrible. Very unlucky indeed. It always saddens me to hear stories like that. Humans can be so awful to each other. Things will be looking up for you from now on, so don't you worry. Oh my, I'm afraid I may have given you the wrong idea. I wouldn't say that I saved you necessarily. At least not in the most exacting sense. I don't really plan on letting you go. I bought you. To be honest, you were actually quite expensive, though I'm sure you will be well worth the price. Shh. Shh. None of that now. Though I understand what you must be feeling. Overwhelmed, confused, perhaps afraid. I abhor the slave traders, to be honest. I really do. For centuries, they've been a plague upon this planet. I can't imagine how twisted a person has to be in order to make a career out of it. Yet I quite literally couldn't live without them. I'll fill in the blanks for you, my dear. It's quite simple, really. I'm a vampire. Did you not notice the fangs? The moonlight isn't very helpful for your human eyes, is it? It is close to midnight, I suppose. But yes, I'm more or less what you imagine. Undead, blood-drinking, night-stalking, that whole bit. Hollywood did get some of it right. But what you probably don't realize is that there are quite a few vampires who don't quite live up to expectations. We don't enjoy bringing harm to others. No. In fact, there are enough of us for a whole city, which is where you are right now. Exactly. So rather than sulk about at night, bar hopping, draining people dry, we've worked out a system that serves us. Having such a long life means you can amass quite a bit of wealth, and we use that to buy, well, people like you, slaves who would otherwise go off to who knows where. So, what does this mean for you? Rather than living a life of pain and toil, you'll be able to live rather comfortably with me in my mansion. All I ask in return is some blood. Yes, yours. A small amount of your blood taken from the source every so often. Oh, hush. It's really not as bad as you think. I have rescued quite a few slaves, and I refer to them as my dear ones. The point of all of this is to spread my feeding across many different people, minimizing the harm, you see. I must eat. Each night I have 3 or 4 of my dear ones on duty for feeding. It's as simple as that. Then they have time to replenish. I'm very careful about it. Most of the vampires here are, actually. We tend to care about our dear ones, want to make sure that they are safe, that you are safe. Why call you a slave? Well, it's true that I'd much rather take in willing participants, but there is such a stigma surrounding vampires. Hardly anyone ever volunteers. Such a shame. It really is a generous offer, I think. Aside from the feedings, the only other thing you will need to do is some shifts, helping with chores, or just serve as a decoration. I do like having some of my dear ones dress up in cute outfits, sit about as eye candy for me to look at. Aside from that, Oh dear, are you crying? Oh, are you afraid? Shh, 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 shh. It's all right. I know, it's a lot to take in. Vampires, a world you didn't know existed, your old life being over. It's a lot to accept. I felt that way once too. The night I became a vampire. I can tell you, I was drained in my sleep. I didn't understand what was happening. No Hollywood, of course. I simply woke up to a shadowy figure leaping out of my bedroom window. I felt cold, so cold. And immediately I was thirsty in a way I'd never been before. Nothing sounded appetizing but blood. It was an awful experience, and by the time I figured out what was happening, I knew I didn't want it to happen to anyone else. That is why I do this, you see? I know. It might seem like I stole your old life from you, but I swear I would never hurt you. Can you see how I am saving you from a much worse fate? Spider queens, fighting rings, sex slaves to giantesses. I promise you that as long as you live under my roof, I shall care for you. I will keep you safe. Yes, I am your owner, and I will take responsibility for your safety. It's something I take very seriously. You're still scared, aren't you? Poor thing. I wish there was something I could say that would make you feel at ease, but I think time will ease this wound. Although, perhaps there is something I could do instead. If you are willing to hear me out, perhaps we could do a small feeding right now, alleviate the unknown. Oh, shh. Please don't panic. This is simply an option, darling. You will need to give me some of your blood eventually. I know, it sounds frightening. The unknown often is. But I swear, it's nowhere as near as bad as I'm sure your mind is imagining it. Remember? I slept through being completely drained. Well, mostly. To be turned, you only have to lose enough blood to die. Not all of it. Sorry, I'm clearly not helping. Point is, it's not actually painful. I hear it can be a bit uncomfortable if you're not used to it, but it can also be relaxing. It could help calm your nerves. You wouldn't have to spend days worrying about it once you realize how easy it is. No, I don't want to pressure you into any decisions. Simply think it might be the best choice to get it over with. Pull the band-aid off is what I think they say these days. Thinking about it, are you? No rush. Oh, came to a decision. You'll do it. So glad to hear that. I am hungry. Wait just a moment. I believe we're almost there. Best not to do this while we're moving. Safer for you, of course. Stop right here outside of the gates, would you? Thank you, dear one. Okay, are you ready? Come over. I'll sit right here next to me. Good. Take a nice, deep breath in. Remind your body that you're safe. And breathe out. Good. Let me get a nice look at your neck. Oh, yes. I know it's dark. For you, at least. But don't you worry. Vampires have excellent night vision. I can see you perfectly. I can actually see your blood pulsing on your neck. You have a nice spot right here. Perfect for me to bite into you. Such a healthy specimen. This will be easier for you than it is for most. Now lean your head back a bit. A little bit farther away from me to give me space. There. Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Good. Now here we go. There we are. See? That wasn't so bad after all, was it? Oh, here. I keep some gauze in the carriage for moments like this. Press it into the bite marks. Don't worry. The bleeding will stop very soon. Rue, take us to the main entrance if you would. Yes, that's all. Well, Usually feedings go on for longer, but I planned ahead. I have a group of my dear ones ready for their turns tonight. Like I said, I just wanted to alleviate your mental suffering. Let you see how easy it is. What did you think? Just all right. No need to hide your true feelings, darling. I can tell you enjoyed it. Oh, you're blushing. See? I knew it. Oh, you're so dear. I'm going to love dressing you up. We can talk about that later. I would love to show you off at my next party. The vampires in this city love to get together, show off their humans. And sometimes, but only if you are all right with it, I might even let them taste you as well. Don't worry. That is not something you need to think about tonight. Tonight, and for the near future, you can relax. I'm afraid you'll have to share a bedroom with one of my other darlings. But my dear ones, they're all very kind. I'm sure you'll all get along famously. Yes, you're free to wander the mansion grounds, but stay on the property. I can't guarantee your safety if you wander off. I especially recommend the gardens. They're just lovely. After that, we'll work you into the schedule. I'll introduce you to Cook. He'll help you out. Make sure you know when your shifts are for chores. Only a couple times a week. Same with decoration duty. Your first real feeding session likely won't be for a while. Come along now. Let's go inside. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's your home now, too, just as much as it is mine. Now, follow Rue. I need to take care of some business, but Rue, darling, Rue will show you to your new living quarters. You can get a proper bath, some soft new clothes, and by the sound of your stomach, you're going to want food. Welcome home, my dear one. Boop the like button. Then the bell.